Today we're going to practice some more theme. You're going to need your November reading packet, the one with the turkeys. Gobble, gobble. You're going to turn to page 3, and this has a little fable from Aesop's Fables called The Miller, His Son, and the Donkey. If you remember what a miller is from when we did Rumpelstiltskin, a miller is someone who works at like a windmill, like a mill, and they grind up flour or like wheat to make flour. Okay, so we're going to read this together and try to figure out the theme. All right. The Miller, His Son, and Their Donkey. One hot day, a miller and his son were taking their donkey to a neighboring fair to sell him. They had not gone far when they met some girls on the road, talking and laughing. "Look there!" cried one of the girls, pointing at them. "What fools you are to be trudging along this hot road when you could be riding!" So the miller sat his son upon the donkey and walked along by his side. Presently they came upon a group of old men who were engaged in serious conversation. One of the old men looked up and said, "See that? It just proves what I was saying. No one has any respect for old age anymore. Imagine that lazy boy riding while his poor old father walks. Get down, you lazy loafer, and let the old man rest his weary legs." Hearing this, the miller made his son dismount, so get off, and then got up on the donkey's back himself. Thus they continued on their way, the son walking and the miller riding, until they met a group of women and children. "Why, you horrid old man!" That means a horrible old man. One of the women cried, "How can you ride upon that donkey while that poor little lad can hardly keep up with you?" The miller gave thought to this and then picked up his son and placed the boy behind him on the donkey's back. The miller and his son were riding into town when a passing villager called out, "For shame! Surely that donkey is not your own." The miller assured him that it was. "I would never have thought so by the way that poor beast is loaded. Why, you two fellows do not look sick to me. Surely you are better able to carry that donkey than the donkey is to carry both of you." So the miller and his son dismounted, and then they tied the donkey's legs together with some cord and strung him over a pole. With the pole across their shoulders, they walked over a bridge that led into town. The townsfolk had never seen such a funny sight, and they laughed loudly. The noise frightened the donkey so much that the poor animal began to wiggle and kick, and the cords that bound him snapped, and the donkey tumbled from the pole into the river. The old miller and his son walked all the way home. Well, now that was a sad ending. So it drowned in the river and they just went home. Okay, weird. So what I noticed in this is that other people kept telling them what to do and they just did it. "Oh, you think I should do this? Okay, let's do that. Oh, you think I should do that? Okay, let's do that." And they just kept changing. And at the end, no matter what they did, everything still didn't work. So what I want you to do is in this little white box right here, I want you to write down what you think would be a good message from this story. And let's see if what you can come up with, because you're going to be sharing that with me. So I'm taking a little field trip across the room to look at our poster to see if any of these themes will work, because you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you can use themes you already know, but if it doesn't work, then you need to come up with a new one. So the ones we already had, we said you could include others, think before you act, be honest, never give up, don't be a hypocrite. That means you say one thing, but you do something else. If you give people a chance, they might surprise you. Be helpful. Be grateful for what you have, and size doesn't matter. So if you think one of those will work for the theme, go ahead and write that down. I was thinking of something else that kind of works for this one. So what you guys are going to do is in that little white space, write down what you think the theme is of this story, this little folk tale, And you should be doing that in the morning. So then in this afternoon Zoom, I want you guys to come with some ideas and we'll discuss those. We'll see if it works. Is it a theme? Is it a lesson? I have characters' names in it. So if you put the miller, his son, or the donkey in the actual sentence that you come up with in the box, it's wrong because the theme does not have those specifics. It has to be able to be applied to different people, different situations. So make sure you have that done so we can discuss it during our afternoon Zoom for the writing Zoom. All right, get busy.